Hi, I'm Mary Charisma, and I'm going to be talking about my new single, Lost and Found. So, Lost and Found, it all started with the guitar part, in one of those just beautiful sessions where there's no intention. It was just like, I just want to go into my studio, and I want to just mess around on the guitar, and just, have fun. And a lot of times when I write, I just pick a random fret for the capo. There's like no real reason. It's just like, I want to do a key I haven't done before. And then you can just, do your normal like open chords. And it just has such a beautiful voicing, I feel like. So the first thing that came to me was the chorus chords. That was like, and the melody kind of at the same time. Something like that. The heart of it. Like I just love that. And so this chord is my songwriting journal. And I love taking a regular chord, like C major, and then you just drop fingers, and you just like, there's, you get different characters. And then consequently, I don't really know what to call the chord a lot of times, because I don't know, enough music theory to make music. That's I'm much more a practical musician than theoretical. But yeah, so I called it this one F major 7 thing. I'd like to see. This is the original song notes. And I think that it evolved into the C major thing, but dropping the C to the A, it gave it such a haunting feeling to it. And so that night, it was just that chord progression. It's really rocking back between those two, and the melody, and that was it for like, it was just an idea. And this is why I think it's so important as a creator of any kind, is like, just write everything down, just like record it. If you get something and it feels good and it's just, whoa, I like that, you have to just jot it down in your notebook, on your voice memos, whatever you can, because then like months later, it was just like kind of a similar spirit of like, let's just write. I just want to songwrite. It's not like I have a thought or like a story I'm trying to tell. I'm just here. I want to songwrite. So, hey, let's look through my book of, songs. And a lot of these are like this was, where it just is like little chord progression. Like, here's some cool chords I have. And okay, so I picked it back up, and I think it was like that session, one other session, and then maybe like a little bit of tweaking, but the song just came out. It was like that first line of like, have you ever felt a little unseen? If you like to drink, I think you know what I mean. When I get quiet, there's something wrong. And that, that just came so quickly. And like, I find when songwriting is often like you're in a forest and you see like a little baby deer, and a lot of times it's like the baby deer, and that's like that. You feel the song coming to you, and it's like, oh, it's happening, but you like don't want to spook it off. And sometimes, so I kind of like, I write as much as I feel that, like, feel it, and then sometimes the deer is like, whoa, and like runs away. But then other times it's like you just walk right up to it because you know it's not going anywhere. It's like hello, and it's just, I mean, and that's, I think a lot of the song was written from that place, which meant I just always like treasured it. It just always felt like a gift that was like, you know, like if you were to meet a deer in the forest or like have these animal encounters where you're like, you know, you feel like honored, because it just came so, it's like, whoa, that was a good line, and just like, but it didn't feel like work, you know. And then, yeah, so it was really fun writing it because the structure just sort of built on itself, you know, the way the second verse. I liked tweaking that line of the, when I get quiet, I can tell there's something wrong. And then now in the next verse, it becomes, when I get quiet, I know there's nothing wrong. Because now in the second verse, well, let's talk about the story of this song, which, again, it wasn't coming from a place of, I have a story to tell. It's time to tell what's going on with me, and this is, you know, what I've been through. You know, it wasn't like conscious. It was like the words just came out, and then lo and behold, it was like everything I was just feeling in my heart for like, you know, that period of my life. It wasn't just like, today I feel this way. It was like, wow, this really sums up what I'm going through, which was really cool. And so the first verse, you know, have you ever felt a little unseen? If you like to drink, I think you know what I mean. You know, definitely drinking is something that I think I've used to be like, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know. I'm just gonna drink, you know, like kind of like out of boredom, and like maybe masking some emotions for sure. And then, you know, the second half of the verse, this time last year I was working a job. It paid okay, but I had to stop. If you ask me why, I'll start singing a song. And that, I loved that line, and it came out because it was just like, I mean, yeah, I used to have like a very good job, no quotes, it was, as a data scientist, and I used to work for like a clothing company, and you know, that I loved, and it paid very well. It was a good job, by all accounts. It was like the job I had been like lusting after basically since I graduated college. And you know, it was like immediately when I got this like dream job, it was like, well, then why don't I feel happy? The happiness that I thought I would get when I reached this big goal. It was kind of like, all right, I'm here and I'm just hanging out. And the day-to-day of working was just like, kind of just wishing I was out, you know, I'd look outside the window and it was in like sunny San Francisco, a sunny part of San Francisco, and look out the window and just feel like I want to like be out there, not in here, not in this office. And then meanwhile I was, you know, playing a lot of music, and this was the time where my life really shifted from seeing music as like just a hobby, like that's just, you know, it's just something that I've always liked doing, and you know, it's important to have a career and a, you know, responsible job, and music can kind of fit around that. And this shift of like, well, what really speaks to, you know, my soul, and it was like singing and, you know, writing. And anyways, I had this really big shift at this point in my life of now music is what I want to do. So I just feel like that part of the verse really just captures it exactly. It's like, it was a good job, and you know, it paid okay, and but why did I stop? It's just like, I just have to sing. What I really want to do is sing songs. And so it was really nice to like have those words come out to like express that. now the chorus of Lost and Found. You know, what does it mean to be lost and found? Well, of course, it's like lost is when you're just like, you can feel it. Something is wrong, and you're like, but what? I don't know. And you're like wanting so badly to like move forward or find something, you know? You're searching so hard. And I love the found now, because found is like, you found yourself. You just feel, it's like you remember who you are. You remember that you're like, that feeling of peace and of being like, it's all gonna be okay. And I wanted the tone of the song. I was very inspired by, I was thinking about like Bob Dylan, the way he has sort of like nonchalant, you know, like he never sounds over the top, like bearing his soul, but you still feel it. You still feel so touched by his singing and his songs. And so I kind of wanted that Ramblin' Man folk song kind of feel to the song. And that went into the production as well. Like I was listening a lot to the song The Weight by the band. And just sort of that, I don't know, the feeling of it, there's like some really cool drum and piano fills that went into it, and I don't know, just that was a big inspiration for me in the production. The second verse feels much more like what I've been going through more lately in my life, where it is this, I do feel that peace. I feel that like, I know where I'm going. It's all okay. It's all okay. And then I totally slip back into the feeling of just doubt. Like it's not okay. What am I need to prove myself. I need to, you know, I'm not where I want to be. I have these big ambitions, and like, when are they going to happen? You know, am I worthy of that? Like, do I have what it takes? And like that, you know, I was in that frame of mind literally yesterday. I was feeling that way. And I did listen to the song. I was like, it just feels so like you flow from these, I figured it out, and then I don't know what I'm doing. But the times when you're in the I don't know what I'm doing feeling, it's just always when you then come around to when you're found again, it's just, you see, it's like learning, you know, you've experienced something new, you're like, oh, I get it now, I get it. And it makes those, you know, it's like in a painting's interesting because it has shadows. You can't enjoy the light without the contrast of the shadows. And I definitely feel like in my life I want to keep working on my emotions and then my mental state and my consciousness. I'll just say that, you know, to get to a point where I'm feeling more peace more of the time. But I think, you know, it's just natural as a human to feel down, and that can teach you so much, and appreciating it in a weird way, but also knowing that, hey, it does all come around, you know, it takes some time and it comes around. Then I want to talk about the chorus again. That the second half of it, I played the game, but I played it well, and I played it well. I played so long, I fooled myself. Like, that's definitely about, it's about the career, about following a career that wasn't right for me, or, you know, that took me so far in my life and I was ready for something new. But anytime, it just refers to just generally going along with other people's expectations, you know, playing a part that's not actually like what you're being called to do. And we can play that game and be so, you know, work so hard at it so that it's like the illusion of like, it's okay, it's fine, I'm handling it, but it's like inside you're just feeling so like burnt out, and it's just time to let go of that. But you can lose yourself in it. You can forget how to listen to, like, what do you want, though? There's all this other input about what you should do that you've probably picked up along your journey and, like, as you grew up. And, really, it's hard. It can be really hard to then remember. It's like, wait, is this making me happy? Is this what I want? And a lot of times what you actually do want, it's like, just sounds so crazy and scary that you've just written it off. So anyways, that's some thoughts about the songwriting, about, like, what went into the lyrics. The production of the song, it was, oh my God, the production of the song was such a journey. After it was written, just, like I said, it was that I was so grateful to have the experience of, like, receiving it, that I felt very much like I had to make the track, like, sound so good. And this is still, I'm still early on in my journey as an artist. Like, I have so many more songs that I'm, coming, that are gonna come out of me, and still, honing that skill. So as a producer, it was like really pushing what I knew how to do. And it really forced me to, like, just trust my intuition. It was also the first song that I mixed by myself, which the artist Russ, he has a really good book on creativity and kind of, like, his story of, like, his journey as an artist. And I think it's called It's All in Your Head. And he talked about how, like, his shift into, like, oh, I realized I could just mix myself, because then I wasn't, like, relying on other people, and it was like, so I was able to just move quicker, and I thought that was really appealing. But honestly, I just got to a point with the song and making this track where it's like, I love this song so much, and this track just doesn't sound good. It just sounds lame. I don't know what to do. I just, at this point, there was a point where I was like, called it done. And I remember I showed it to a friend, and I was listening to it with my boyfriend and with a friend, and I, like, not immediately, but, like, after the friend left, I, like, cried, because I was like, no, it's, I'm calling this done, but it's not making me feel how I know I want to feel after I listen to this song. And it's like, at this point, I'd already been working on it for, like, what felt just like a long time, and just to decide, it's like, no, I'm going to keep working on it. And what helped a lot was that my boyfriend, who is also a very talented musician himself, he actually just, like, messed around in the DAW, and, like, he remixed, like, he just changed some levels. And when I heard it, I was like, oh, thank you, because I could hear it again. I could hear the power of the song, or, like, that it was like, yes, there's something here. It's not just all trash. And from there, I was able to really dive back in and be like, okay, what do I do? I still hit another roadblock, though, and I was like, I still don't know what to do. I know I want this song to just kill it and feel really good when at least just make me happy when I listen to it. And so I was like, how do I serve the song? It's like, I'll find someone else to mix it, that knows more than I do. And I did get in touch with someone that a friend recommended, and it was just like, we just were like ships in the night. We just kept like, oh, you free this weekend? Oh, wait, no, never mind. Okay, next weekend. And just like, I had this trip to India coming up. So it was like, I'm getting this song up on the distributors before that I leave. and then it's gonna drop when I come back, and just like deadline time. It's, you know, and it just became clear that like there wasn't enough time to reasonably be like, I'd love it if you mix my song. Can it be done like tomorrow? So it was like clear that it was up to me. Like I was, okay, I'm mixing it myself. That's just how it's gonna be. I'm gonna do my best. And what I realized was that I had recorded this guitar part, and I called it the Jesus recording, the Jesus take, because I have this like beautiful picture of Jesus just like in my studio, and of him like just meditating, and it's super psychedelic, and I love it. And it, like, you know, you just look at it and you're like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And so that was like when I did this take, after doing it, you know, trying to get it right, praying to Jesus, and then it's like, oh wow, that sounds really good. But the track, the guitar in the track was great, but unfortunately it also included my neighbor outside coughing and like a little bit of the metronome. Like it was like, no. And also a lot of clearly like I picked up a lot of noise. And when I really dived in and was able to like use the right tools to get rid of the background noise, it was like, oh, now I can hear the song. Now I can really hear all these pieces, you know, and I can hear where the problems are, what's like not fitting with each other, and you know what's working, what's not. And then it was so much. This was the night before leaving to India in the morning, and I was staying up late, but I got it to that point where I listened through, and the journey was there. It took me on the journey that I wanted to go on. I wanted to feel something from it, and not be distracted by little like production things. So I'm really stoked about it. I hope that you enjoy it and get something out of it. If you're feeling down, I really recommend listening to it. It can really, just from personal experience, can say is definitely makes you feel good. Can make you feel better when you're lost. Can help you get found, perhaps. So, thank you so much. I love you. Okay, bye.